All right, so Arian, I've been waiting to give you the news because Coley beat you. He wasn't even supposed to be here, but Coley showed up, and I've just made the unilateral decision to designate Big T as commissioner of Macrodosing, of the Macrodosing podcast. So Big T is now allowed to.
I reject. To
give out. I'm sorry. When you're called upon, you must serve the greater good. It's up to you to determine Arian's discipline.
What is my discipline for what?
For getting beat here by Coley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what you got for me? What you got for me, Big T?
I mean, I feel like I would need to know the facts of why you were 43 minutes late. Like if it was something important, then it's excusable.
You gonna keep it a buck?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a Valorant game. I had space.
All right. Not the excuse I would have gone with in this situation.
Yeah, but you have to reward honesty, right?
Yeah, the honesty was big there.
Billy would have been like, I found an orphan.
Self-imposed a bowl ban.
No. Billy would have been like, I found an orphan and I was taking it to get lunch.
The excuse was, shit, I'm going to be late. I had to take care of something real quick. So he didn't lie.
He didn't lie.
I did have to take care. We ended up losing anyway. Team was toxic.
Not your fault.
Nah, of course that really wasn't. I mean, I top fragged. You know what I'm saying? I had the most kills, but it's like squad was bullshitting.
Had the most rushing yards with the Texans. Had the most kills in Valorant.
It's never his fault, you know.
I mean, sometimes you just don't. You can't. It is what it is.
Noticing a trend.
Yeah, all my teammates suck.
Put that on a quote card.
No, please don't. I was talking about Valorant right there. I was totally talking about Valorant. Please don't. Please don't.
We'll see what happens.
I played with Hall of Fame. No, I played with Hall of Famers. Stop it.
Yeah. So, Arian, I texted you. I don't think you got back to it. Maybe I missed it. Did you get a text from Ryan Fitzpatrick when he retired?
Oh shit! Yeah. You did text me that. No. I think I changed my number since then. So I probably. Whoever has that number probably got the text because I was looking. I don't even have his number saved. I thought I did.
That would be an all-time confusing text message to get if you just like inherited like thank you. Somebody out there got super confused and then saw that it made the news and they're like, oh, I guess I have Ryan Fitzpatrick's phone number now.
What do we think? What do we think Ryan Fitzpatrick's? Because he customized them. He didn't just send out the same text to every teammate. Do you think he apologized to Arian for being one of the aforementioned shitty teammates?
Nah, man. Please don't put that on Cold Call, bro. Nah, man. I had great teammates. I mean, not all of them were great, let's be honest. But I had some great ones.
Apparently, Fitzy's son helped him make it. I think that's what I read about. Like he sat down and made the word cloud with his son.
If I was him, like either when my birthday comes or Father's Day comes, I definitely copy paste. I appreciate you. I copy paste it because if we get like 30, 40 texts, it's like I'm not finna reply to all of them.
Yeah. Welcome back to Nanodosing. We're fine. We're fine as a podcast. Big T, I guess you're just gonna let this slide.
I'll have a decision by the end of the day. I don't know what am I empowered to do. What is the scope of my power?
It'd be very funny to watch
$2 million fine paid to
watch how quickly Big T turns into a dictator.
No, this is
a tyrant.
This is the Stanford prison experiment in real life.
It is. You're entitled whenever you want.
Okay, I'll have a ruling by the end of today.
I think that we should do a segment. I don't know if this should be on nanodosing or if it should be on macrodosing, but just call it Teed Off, and it's Big T what he's pissed off about on any particular week.
We should do that. What's a fine in the NFL like if you're 43 minutes late to practice?
Oh, that doesn't happen. You might just get cut. Well, depending on who you are, actually.
Right, like they're not cutting you for being 45 minutes late.
Right. If you are a baller, it'd probably be. I think it's like they have a handbook for shit like that. I never was late for anything really. It's like meetings and shit. They can fine you for that. So like if you're like late for two minutes late for a meeting, then I've gotten fined like 5-10 racks.
To be 2 minutes late.
Man, and this was 20 times that?
I think they're capped. Yeah. I think there's a maximum they can fine.
Yeah,
because the union.
They have a whole handbook. Thank them. Thank them. They'll take your money, dog. They will. They be fining you for like, bro. Like I got fined 10 racks for my socks being too high in a game. I got fined 10 racks for I stiff armed a dude and my finger got caught in his face mask. So I got called for face mask. They fined me $10,000 for a face mask. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? It's just thank God there's a union.
Wait, do they fine for holding?
Nah.
Just
Face
like-
mask.
I think
is
it's
like-
just personal fouls.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all personal fouls, but I know face mask is like they try to eliminate shit that are you trying to hurt other people. So
Yeah.
like,
And Roger Goodell loves finding people for socks. There's nothing more that he
He's got a
loves.
fetish.
I think he does have a
Sock
sock fetish because like if a player has socks that are too high, like Roger Goodell like sprints in like the
That's what
ultimate
these
warrior.
these old motherfuckers that run these leagues have no fucking style, dog. And they don't understand like that style will bring fans out. Like I know you have your conservative all do it for the Gipper fans, but those are rare, right? Like the majority of fans like want to see personal style. Like 1,000%. Like when I used to get fined for my cleats being like off because like I was one of the first ones to like paint on my cleats. And then that became like a super trend. But like they didn't like it at first, but then they started doing it for like, you know, breast cancer and then all this other stuff. So, like people like that shit because it shows personality. But these old ass commissioners, dog, like they want to do this shit. They tuck your shirt. Like nobody, this shit whack. Like you're supposed to look sweet out there.
They
Didn't
want to
they
see
find
some
it-
skin.
They fined a team, like a whole team, because they put a sticker on the back of their helmet for like a teammate who died.
Yep.
Because they didn't get it. I think it was the Broncos. They didn't get it pre-approved by the league, so they fined them.
Stupid. Just,
Well,
just dumb rules.
DK Metcalf got a $93K fine because he missed OTAs.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that
so. I don't know what DK's contract is exactly right now, but I'm pretty sure he's still on his first contract, and he wasn't a first round pick. So like 93,000 is not like that's not chump change to DK right now. He's going to get paid in his next contract, but I feel like that's a pretty significant fine for him.
Do you think he's holding out for? Let's
For-
check that out. Let me.
He's
check that
holding
out.
out for like, please don't make me play with Drew Lock. Like, please don't waste a season of mine.
He could be fined up to $93,000. The teams can waive that if they choose.
Oh,
So they'll probably waive it if he does like a new contract with him, obviously. But-
OTAs might be the stupidest shit ever invented.
Yeah, I just saw a report that there was a play in the Commanders OTAs yesterday where De'Ami Brown was going across the middle and Heineke sailed a pass a little bit high, as he occasionally is known to do, and Brown got just like absolutely lit up. Why are you even putting your players like in a position to get concussed or to get injured during OTAs? Like we don't have a game until September. I don't understand the logic. Like yeah, you
Plenty
can
of
be
time
mad.
to recover.
Yeah, good point. You can be mad at your defense for doing something stupid, but also like you should be mad at yourself for like putting your players in a situation where they have to play football right now, like an actual.
Yeah, OTAs should be for rookies, and it should just be like meetings and like walkthrough stuff, and maybe some workout stuff, just to get you acclimated to like the pro way of doing things. But like 2 years, 3 years in, you do not need that shit. Matter of fact, I would argue that it's not as efficient. Like you'd be better off taking care of your body and working out the way that is specific to you, rather than doing those, one size fits all workouts that the hell you doing.
Yeah, if they were just doing like playbook shit and just general working out, not even like on field stuff, just like, yeah, we hit the gym X amount of however long you do. And then we're like, yeah, we go through the whole play, like not even the whole playbook, but like we're doing this today, we're doing that today. Would that be more beneficial in your eyes?
Say it again.
Instead of like doing like what the Commanders are doing, like actual like putting pads on and trying to take out their second year receivers. If you were just doing playbook shit like installs at this stage, would that be more beneficial?
Well, from my understanding, you can't put on pads. They had pads on, did they? There's no way they had pads.
If De'Ami Brown got lit up, it sounds like he had pads. I hope he had
I
pads.
think they was just going full speed. They do a lot of like 11 on 11. What is he call it? Skeleton? I think they call it skeleton, where you run plays, you out there in cleats and just jerseys and helmets. But yes, I think it'd be way more beneficial because a lot of dudes don't know their playbook, man. I know that sounds weird because it's the NFL, but it's like, and it's not easy, right? So like, cause on any given play, and I'm a running back, right? So like say on a pass protection, on any given play, they call a pass, I could do like 6 or 7 different things depending on what the defense does and how they line, right? And so it's not super easy, but it's not rocket science. it gets difficult, especially with live bullets coming at you. So it would make sense to just hammer down on that shit rather than like, that's why running backs and everybody who ain't quarterbacks, the shelf life is so low is because it's such a physical toll. And the majority of the toll isn't in the games. It's training camps, it's OTAs and shit like that. And it's like, if you really take care of your players, you could get more out of them.
I remember SportsCenter did a story. I think it was a D3 college coach who has the most wins in college football history by like a lot. And I understand it's D3, but he never practices in pads ever. He's never had a pad practice. Like there's no hitting in practice. And it like all of his players are like, thank you. Like we're ready to, we know how to hit. We're ready to hit. Like they do form stuff, obviously. And I think that's more important. I don't know, like a lot of people who just throw their head at another 250-pound person, that doesn't seem like good fundamentals. But like, yeah, they go through fundamentals, they don't hit, and then they just steamroll everyone else in the country.
Buddy,
it makes sense.
Buddy Tevens, the Dartmouth head coach, the whole Ivy League did that exact same thing, right? I think around the same time. I mean, I didn't have hitting in practice, only in training camp. I think that's a much more widely done thing nowadays.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do it. I remember one time, this is actually pretty similar to what an NFL player goes through, but I had my rugby practice. And what we would do, there was one drill in particular a coach made us do, which was a practice tackling somebody from behind. So he had one guy that would sprint, and he told us, okay, sprint at like 50% speed, and then the person behind you will give you a 5-yard head start, and they'll sprint at you at full speed and practice tackling you from behind, which requires the person that's in the lead to just like be a tackling dummy and to get hit in what like one of the most dangerous positions. And so we had like 3 guys get injured in the first practice. We're like, listen, this drill is beyond stupid.
Yeah, that's a dumb drill right there.
Yeah. But that was pretty similar, I think, to what happens at a professional football level.
Patriots had Belichick playing center yesterday. That's how we're going about things.
What's going to happen there with Matt Patricia? I saw it was an open competition to see who's going to be the offensive coordinator of the team. And it was between 2 guys that were not offensive coordinators, Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. I think Patricia has the edge going into training camp. So
I can't tell if Belichick's just like full trolling or if this is the point. Like that's where we're at right now. He's either like, yeah, we got fucking Dumbo over there calling plays, or like this is just like, no, I don't give a shit who calls plays. It does not matter who calls plays. Like I'm going to be running the show anyways. I don't really care who's on the sideline.
Yeah. Belichick's probably going to overrule at least 50% of the play calls anyways. Yeah. As they're coming through. So,
I mean, we see that camera shot multiple times a game where he just gets the whole unit on the sideline and he takes a knee and just starts drawing shit. Like I think that's just going to be the whole season.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
There are worse options for sure.
Yeah, there definitely are. There's another story coming out of training camp today, and people are asking me to comment on it. So here will be my comment. Jack Del Rio was doing some media availability today, and he went on a lengthy discussion of the January 6th riots, comparing them to the riots that took place in the summer of 2020 after the George Floyd killing, and was basically saying, why do we tolerate one and not the other? And my position, as always, on Jack Del Rio is why do you expect Jack Del Rio to have founded opinions on it, or like any football? Why are you asking any football coach for their opinions about a political event that's going on?
Did they ask him?
Yeah, they asked him. Well, now to be fair, Jack Del Rio did tweet out some stuff yesterday because like he's a poster. He is a known poster.
He's online.
He goes online and he will tweet out his thoughts. And so somebody asked him about the tweets, and he was like, you know what? I've been waiting for you to ask me about this. So he went off on it for a while, and it's just
what were his tweets?
All right, let me pull up his Twitter account right now.
He said the George Floyd thing wasn't about race.
Oh man, this is from. So I think this is what it was about. It was yesterday.
He called the January 6th thing a dust up, which is that's such a cool old school term.
So this I found the tweets on June 6th in response to a random journalist talking about the January 6th committee's hearings drawing near. We must understand the whole story. Jack Del Rio responded, would love to understand the whole story about why the summer of riots, looting and burning, and the destruction of personal property is never discussed, but this is #common sense. And then someone responded to him, black people begging agents of the states to stop executing them versus white men trying to overthrow the results of a democratic election and violently assaulting cops. Same thing, according to Dan Snyder's defensive coordinator, which Jack Del Rio then quote tweeted, yeah, sure, emoji of a Pinocchio nose guy.
Yeah, I think just basically the what I can take away from this is Jack Del Rio he lives in a world where we didn't arrest anybody that was in any of the riots of 2020. I think like hundreds and hundreds of people were arrested and put in prison.
Oh.
So like we do talk about it, but I guess one took place in the streets and one took place at the U.S. Capitol, and so now they're having the hearings about the stuff that happened at the Capitol because it's something that happened to that building, and so they're going to be investigating in Congress what happened to that building, and the other stuff was just like local police departments arrested a bunch of people over the summertime. So I feel like, I don't know, you can look up the stats and see, I'm pretty sure it's like 300 or 400 people were arrested over that summer in conjunction with.
But even if that's so, his logic is people storming the United States Capitol and breaking in
Dust up
is equivalent to like a gas station burning. Like that's the same. That's,
dust up.
No, he's saying that's worse.
Oh, gotcha.
You know how expensive gas is?
Yeah,
It's getting out of, maybe that's why gas is so high.
yeah.
Listen,
So
don't give them that leeway. They will take it.
They'll take it.
So my comment on Jack Del Rio is I feel like Jack Del Rio, if you ask his players, most of them like him and like, you know, they enjoy being around him person to person. But now they're going to have to like answer questions about things that he's posting online. And we went through a real hot streak where for a while we all kind of agreed in the nation's capital, just like don't ask Jack Del Rio to talk on an open mic because something like this is going to happen. So now the players that like him are going to have to answer questions about his posting, which is you should just never post online.
PFT, are you telling Jack Del Rio to shut up and dribble?
No, I'm telling the PR team for the Washington Commanders to like pull a Forrest Gump on him and just pull the plugs of the microphone whenever Jack. That would be actually the perfect solution. He starts talking, and then the PR guy goes over, removes all the cords, puts it back in, and he goes, "That's all I have to say about January 6th."
Well, what if, because they're still doing some Zoom questions, so what if they just put him in a different room and then they had like PR interns pretending to be reporters asking him questions, but it wasn't being aired anywhere or recorded by anyone, so he could get all his takes off, but they would just never leave that room.
Creed thoughts.
Yeah, Creed thoughts, but for Zoom. I like it.
I like Jack Del Rio though. What I did when
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying.
I mean this don't, you know what I'm saying, this don't change how I think of him, man, like as a person or a coach. I just think, of course, I feel like he's misinformed. He probably feels like I'm misinformed. But every time I played against him, he was the head coach of the Jaguars. He was one of the funner coaches to play against, just because one, the respect level he showed, and two, it's like me and him had like a lot of banter like on the sidelines that he would like talk shit to me and I would talk shit to him, but it was fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like most players like him, but it's just don't put your players in a position where they have to like answer questions about your takes. You know?
What's the level of intensity of a like probably a Thursday night Texans Jags game? Like, of course that was fun shit talk. There was nothing on the line.
I hear you, man. Again, I did my part, man.
It was because there it is. It was because of his teammates.
Did Belichick chirp you?
Nah, I never really got. He did when he and Robert Kraft actually after 2012 after the playoff game, Robert Kraft came up to he sought me out like after we was changing everything. He's like, "You're one hell of a player," and then Belichick at the Pro Bowl was telling me like, "Yo, we have problems game planning against you. Like, you're a good player." And that's always cool because he's like one of the best to do it. So, but nah, I wasn't talking shit with but I don't even think he would.
No, he does, but I don't know. I don't, like him and Ocho Cinco used to go at it. They loved each other. Him and Ed Reed used to go at it. It's not everyone.
I never really talked that much shit to the coaches because I feel like I didn't have that much control of the outcome of the game. I feel like football is like, it's like, I know that sounds funny, but like football is different. Like, say, like basketball. I love talking shit in basketball because it's like I can get off. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, let's be honest. I could be Barry Sanders, the greatest running back of all time, never sniffed the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could like some of my best games were lower yardage games. I just feel like I did better, but statistically I didn't. Like sometimes you need your teammates, like they need me. So it's like I didn't really have that much control of the game, so it wasn't like I couldn't be like I'm finna do this because like what if they don't call a run? You know what I mean? Right. Nothing I can do.
Like, listen, I know we're throwing deep, but just hand it to me instead. What?
Exactly.
I played pickup basketball for the first time since like before the pandemic yesterday.
Oh, your shot is trash, by the way.
I'm dialing it back in. And I
we
just
played.
realized,
You remember PNT? We played when you
wait, no,
touch rim.
Shut up! Stop it! I touched the rim.
The first,
Bruh,
you saw me touch the rim.
The first,
listen,
weight room.
Your stands be on my bumper, bro. But you went to a lower rim that was demonstrably not 10 feet.
We were demonstrably not 10 feet. What does that mean?
I beat you in horse.
I can demonstrate that it's not 10 feet.
Arian, did I beat you in horse?
You lost, Billy. What are you talking
beat you
about?
in horse because I was taking deep shots. Because weight room, I could only hit shots from like way beyond the arc.
You were there. You lost, my G.
Billy, you
lost.
But like I got a couple good shots.
Yeah, you did. You made a couple
winning works.
That's not.
I just remember being close.
I feel like Arian, like I won 4 Super Bowls. Like, well, we got to the playoffs a couple times. Like, no, that's not winning.
I remember PFT.
Didn't I beat you?
You made a couple good shots.
No,
yeah,
my
here
shot
and there.
is off because of weight. Like I've been
You're too strong.
Like I haven't been shooting. I've just been lifting.
Billy's
Matt
becomes
Harpering over there.
So then when I stepped all the way back to like a half court, I was hitting shots.
Yeah, Billy, you hit a couple shots.
No, but you know what I realized?
That's
like
winning.
My shot's not completely trash. It's
not
been dialed in. I hit some major.
Wait till
shots.
Chris Paul hears about this. You can win even when you don't.
I had three. I had 3 game winners last night. So I mean, I'm balling. But I just realized like there I was. I pay my own rent. I'm like
there I was.
Adult.
There I was.
And no, but like this was the craziest thing. I'm literally walking to the basketball court with the same drawstring bag in a yellow Gatorade. And I'm just like I had felt like, because in college, when you go to play hoops, it's like in the college gym. But like there I was in like a city, like walking to the basketball court. I was like, I'm doing the exact same thing I did in like middle school.
Back to your roots.
Yeah, just like I was like same drawstring bag. And that just was like, whoa.
Back to your roots, playing ball outside.
Some things change.
You shoot with 2 hands, Billy?
What? No.
You shoot with 2 hands?
Nah, he ain't that bad.
Billy's shot isn't bad.
It was just off because like I
it
hadn't
is.
shot in
What?
such a long time, and all I'd done is lift.
We've talked about this before, and Arian knows what I'm talking about. Football players play basketball a very specific way. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Billy is
non-skill players.
I would give Billy his shot's like a 6 out of 10.
It'll get back up there.
Hold on. What's the metric we're going
Yeah,
by?
I mean, he's 4 away from Steph. If Steph's a 10,
That's what I'm saying. What,
No,
I think if you took the
okay, so I'm honestly evaluating it in terms of like pickup basketball players that I've seen play. I think Billy's a 6 out of 10. I think Arian is more like 7.5.
big
8 out of 10.
Big
that is
Kevin
way
over
out.
there. You know
You're
that shit
way
is-
out of bounds.
Billy,
50, that's way out of bounds. That's not
Billy,
good.
keep it a buck. Keep it a buck,
I'm
Billy.
keeping it a buck.
What,
Like
what the shot was looking like.
I mean, if we're put like Arian on, like if Arian was playing on the courts I was playing on last night, he would be like automatically the best player there. Lights out. His shot would out of like. You could say my shot was a 6 out of 10 on the court I was playing last night. Arian's would be a 10 out of 10.
I bet Big T's game is like.
I appreciate that.
You remember?
Hold on. Don't take it away from me. Let me have this moment.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No, but like this
Appreciate
was
that,
a bunch of like, guys who'd been working all day in like ties and shit. And
You would've
then they
ran
would
doing all
play.
day.
You would've ran that
Somehow I think it was hooping in ties.
No, one dude was hooping in Birkenstocks, and I was just like, what are you doing? But like
2 jackets.
no, they're literally guys were like one guy was a FedEx guy and he literally was playing his FedEx gear, just changed his shoes.
I love that. Good for him.
He was in his like
if he was on the clock, that's fire. That's fire if he was on the clock. But if he showed up to the park and that was his gear, that's
well, no, I think he got off work and then just came to
I ain't
the
mad
court.
at it then. I ain't mad at it then.
It was like you know what's great about the light being out so late? Like I was balling from like 7 to 9:30.
Yeah.
And then I tried to get Chipotle and they stole my Chipotle to DoorDash people, but we don't have to get into that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's really angry.
I want to talk about Big T's game though real quick because I feel like Big T would be like Arvydas Sabonis. Like he would get the ball in the high key and then like just stand there, look away, nice little dump over top of the head to a streaking cutter.
I think you would be surprised by my pickup basketball.
What's
game.
it like? What's your style?
I think
Really?
Big T's a lot better than you think.
I would. Can we go play next week?
Yeah, we should.
I'm down.
We should find some
It
worthy
gotta be inside
opponents.
though. I don't want to play outside. That shit. I guess that's
New
like
York
a
City
New York
ball
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, it's like a New York thing. It's like it's just it's not sanitary. You know what I'm saying?
This
The wind
guy.
can fucking shut up. You feel me? Like there's so many factors. Like let's
Yeah,
go
like
indoors.
the double rim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the double rim is the worst thing.
No,
in
but
Is
then
there
you just
like-
bang off it.
How many places are there in New York that you can just walk in and play inside? I don't think anywhere.
What about Chelsea Piers?
Yeah,
Like you
but
have to be
that's
like a member
expensive.
there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough to
To
find a
rent
spot.
a court.
That's Chris.
The league
I
we
thought this was
played
the
in-
basketball mecca. What?
Well, there's tons of courts to play in.
It's
Just like
outdoor.
Just not
That's why
inside.
no
No,
one
I'm
from
talking
Europe-
about. That's what I'm talking about. Indoor. There's no. I mean, but it's cold. Like what? 5 months out of the year.
Yeah,
like
you
where
gotta
do
show
people play
grit.
basketball?
You got to show grit, and there's always like weird, dirty water everywhere on the basketball
That's
courts.
what I'm saying. Yeah. It's, who knows what's.
I'm gonna put Mad Dog. Can you look into finding indoor
Yeah.
basketball courts that you
Is-
can rent out?
As I say, is it okay if it's not free?
Yeah, we can pay something. And
Okay.
listen, I think we can all accept that on an indoor court, the hoop will be 10 feet tall, right?
It's a
Yes.
good point.
we should play the Yak or something.
The Yak has their own. I could beat the Yak.
Well, they play.
No, who would be a worthy opponent?
They play full court 21.
Yeah. Oh.
So dumb.
Who would be a worthy
Good for a
opponent?
video.
I don't know.
Good for a video, bad for basketball.
Bad for the sport.
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
plays full court 20 by ones and twos?
No, they do full court 21, so it's every man for himself. But you can score on either basket, and so it devolves.
Well, I
into
thought it was
pairs.
if they missed, you had to go the other way.
Who does this?
Yeah, that sounds
Oh.
right. The Yak. So it's the show, the YouTube show that Big Cat does during the day.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing full court yesterday in my Whoop strain. Like I played 4 games with a Fistuli, and dude, we were dying. We played 4 full court games, and my Whoop strain was I burned about 3,000 calories in about 2 hours of basketball. We were so like out of shape.
That's crazy. Well, you're also just working out too much. Like you're too strong, and you haven't been focusing.
Well,
on
the
your cardio.
muscles were taking too much calories.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. I'm not an efficient cardio machine right now.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Going back to hoops real quick. If you still doing shirts and skins, like you need to re-examine your life.
No, we're
We was
grown men
hoping-
now.
We was hoping the other day. It was a minute ago, and my guy says, we're skins," and I'm like, "Put your shirt on, dog." Like, and he was like, "Well, how are you gonna know who's on your team?" I was like, "Grow up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not doing shit." And then he was like, "Hey, this is what I was like. I'm keeping my shirt on. Yeah, I'm not taking my shirt off in this gym. What is wrong with y'all?" And so I gotta check a dude who's sweaty as shit. I'm like, "Dog, go put your shirt on." I stopped together. This is
Yeah, dude,
disgusting.
when
I
you're
don't want, like, this is nasty, bro.
When you're
That's very
sliding off dudes, it gets a little weird.
What was the numbers? Was it 3-on-3, 5-on-5?
5-on-5.
I mean,
Nasty.
the
Put
last.
shirt on.
I mean, in
Grow up.
college, like that'd be like, that's when
No.
you're trying to take your shirt off for like.
Shirts and
Chicks
skins
watching.
was like a 90s thing, man. Like
Like,
shit
that
should
ended in
not
6th
be.
grade.
That's what I said. That was
No,
a minute ago. Like, stop that.
When we had team cardio in the off season, we used to play basketball, and it was acceptable shirts and skins in the gym because it was funny to see the offensive linemen with their shirt off play basketball.
I can't play defense against somebody without a shirt on. Like how like he posts me up. Like I'm gonna let him do it.
Sliding
That's-
off of him.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not finna get ringworm because you know what I'm saying. Like shit nasty.
like once the majority of people have body hair, like chest hair or back hair, I feel like that's when the shirts and skins thing needs to stop. You can't have like chest hair be like touching you, you know?
Nah,
You can't-
anything. I don't want baby back or nothing. This nasty.
I think once you pay your own rent, no more shirts and skins.
Well
Okay
before
with
that.
rule.
In high school and college, it's fine.
I don't know. High school, nah.
If you can't remember 4 people, that's it. You just got to remember 4 other people are your pals for
And
that.
you don't even got to remember their faces. Remember the color of shirt that they
Yeah.
have on.
Yeah, this
Like,
is a
it's not even-
solution in search of a problem. Like I've never once had trouble. Him, and him. Okay, let's go.
I mean, I am great at if the other team gets a rebound, giving a loud whoop and pretending like I'm on a fast break for them. I'll get 2 steals a game doing that.
Yeah, you're that guy. I hate
Yeah,
that.
that
Of course,
sucks.
yeah. Pay attention.
That-
if
that-
you're just
Standing
chucking
at
it
the
full
key going
court,
like this.
You are why people take their shirts off, Coley.
Yeah, 100%.
That is why, because there's some people
This
who
guy's
are.
your
trying to trick me.
stupidity
That's,
is not
maybe
my
that's why he's so
problem.
against it.
Your stupidity is not my problem.
All right,
That's
we'll do
a
shirts
good
and
call.
skins on the podcast just so I can remember who is over 30 and who's below 30.
That's facts.
If you're over 30, we're taking our shirts off, all right?
No. It's not happening.
No? I think it's just me, Coley, and Arian.
I'll coach y'all.
Big T, how old are you?
25.
25. Baby. You're just a little baby.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't feel that way.
You're just a little baby.
I realize that I've never, like, in every situation, you're always just like the youngest person there. Like, think about it.
No.
That's not the case at all. What are you talking
EFT currently is not living that situation.
I don't remember one situation in my life where I haven't been like young.
Because we're young,
about?
Billy.
Go back to your high school.
What about in
Probably
college
so.
when you were a senior? What about when you were a senior?
No, but when I was a senior, I was
Even a
working
junior.
here.
Even junior, you were older
Yeah,
than most.
You're just
people.
saying that where you work, people are older than you. That's
I know, but I
that's-
like junior, senior year, I was working here.
Yeah, but when
No,
you were at school,
No, wait. No, you weren't. You were at school. You did not. You worked here when you were in high school.
No, but then
And
in
no,
college,
wait, hang on. Am I going insane? You worked here the summer after your senior year of high school.
right?
And then you went to college for a while.
for
And then
2.5 years.
and then in 2020, in
My
the spring of
junior
2020,
spring.
you started working on like Zoom and then you came back into the office for a little bit.
Right. So I was
When you were in college, you were in college.
but my whole senior year I did remotely and was doing school and working here
You were the youngest
Starting
guy
in
on the
like
computer?
April or May.
of my
Wh-
junior year
Yeah, at the very, very, very end.
of my junior year.
So you were in school when you were a junior
Yeah.
for almost the entire year.
Kind of.
Yeah.
No, January anyway. No, but like
It is.
the whole my whole senior year.
That's Billy's conceit right there.
Yeah.
By the way.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, anyway.
I mean, I don't know what you're so confused about. I worked here, my whole senior year of college. I was here working.
You
Billy,
also
there's
had
younger
classes
people than
though.
Yeah.
Unless
he's
you were
saying-
just making
What
all
are
those
we
up.
arguing about? I'm very
I'm confused too.
Because it seems like you both agree on the set of facts.
Yeah.
No, Billy went to school as a junior in college, and he was older than almost everybody around
yeah.
him.
PFT is saying like
And then
just because Billy also works at Barstool doesn't mean that he was the youngest person at his college.
when he was a senior, he still took classes.
yeah, like so you were the oldest person in
it was
those
over
classes.
Zoom, but like I wasn't talking.
But
with
you were
anybody.
physically part of something that you were the oldest in. You were part of
Well,
your
there was
college that you were.
professors and stuff. No, I'm kidding.
Yo,
Who
Billy-
cares? This is a
Billy-
stupid conversation.
Billy will
Let's
go
talk
to
about
the
dinosaurs.
end
Who brought
of
it up?
It wasn't stupid when you were
Let's
talking
talk
about
about
it.
dinosaurs. I've been watching the new Prehistoric Planet,
Yeah.
and it's honestly awesome, and you all should watch it. It gives off major. I think Arian, you'd really enjoy it because it
I'm
really
not over.
takes
I'm
you-
not over it. I'm not over it. I'm sorry.
I don't understand what we're arguing about. I was just like I've
It's just
always felt like
your-
the youngest person in many
your
places. I've been.
your inability to take an L is
I'm
just
not taking.
so amusing.
I've taken so
He
many
beat you
L's
in
already.
basketball. That's an undeniable fact.
I have to just like live in my own world where a lot of my L's are actually W's, or it would
I
go
like
real-
the confidence.
it
I like
go
it.
down real fast. Just manifest destiny.
So,
Manifest.
to Billy's point about Prehistoric Planet, I do think that Arian would enjoy watching it. I think I'm not that big of a fan of it though, personally, because they just like invent stuff that happened.
They don't.
Yeah,
they don't.
yes,
I
the
looked
entire
into
show
it.
is.
I look. Well, yeah, it is historical fiction.
It's
but
just like,
it's
what if
based-
this dinosaur swam?
Apple.
No, but I think Arian would enjoy it because it kind of gives off Pandora vibes. It's a different world that we like, but that almost a more beautiful world than the present one. But a lot of the stuff that they depict in the film is in the fossil record. So the Tyrannosaurus Rex did swim like that. They found drowned Tyrannosaurus Rex and frozen ones.
How do they know that they drowned though?
Rex is.
Like that
Rexi.
Yeah. Yes.
isn't that up for like you can't do? There's no Dexter for dead dinosaurs where they do forensic.
That's paleontology. That's forensic paleontology.
But I don't think it's realistic to be like, look, this dinosaur died of drowning when it doesn't have a body to examine.
Well, if they found it at the bottom of a riverbed, of a fossilized riverbed, on a bunch of fossil, deteriorated plant matter that's consistent to the bottom of a lake, river, or pond.
So couldn't that dinosaur have like died there after the river was dried up?
No, there's a way.
Yeah, they have all that sort of
sediment. So like, there's layers of I forget what it's called. It's been a minute since I actually looked that up.
Strata.
Yeah, some shit like that, to where like the way it lays down, you could tell the time period in which it was. So like Billy said, if it was consistent with aquatic life, and they could make a reasonable assumption that he probably wasn't supposed to be there.
So like when the mosasaurs were fighting, like you remember they said they found in the fossil record other mosasaur teeth in their skulls.
Yeah.
So like all that, so everything's, because Hank was talking about this, like, oh, it was just made up. But like, yes, a little bit it was made up, but those scenes were stuff they put together from the fossil record, which I found like fascinating. I've only seen the first episode, so if you've seen more, please don't spoil it.
What I don't like about it is that it's created. Well, it's created by the people who did Planet Earth.
That's my favorite part.
That's my least favorite part, because now it's like, were they fudging the record on Planet Earth? If they can create dinosaurs that look this realistic, could they not do that with modern animals?
No, I do not think this tarnishes the legacy of Planet Earth. I think what they did, because Walking with Dinosaurs, which is a masterpiece by the BBC, which was my like favorite movie in my childhood, there hasn't been an update. Like there hasn't been something like that since, in the way they spun it to be like, okay, how can we do a modern Walking with Dinosaurs that isn't exactly like the original and doesn't tell the same stories, but basically make it look like one of these like greatest nature documentary of all time, Planet Earth. I think that's the greatest crossover ever. Like, it is an amazing concept.
I love the concept. I do just think it raises some questions.
But also you can tell that you can tell the dinosaurs are CGI in this. Like
there's a lot of tells. Yeah,
what was your first clue?
I know, but like you could tell if the animals were fake in Planet Earth.
If the opening scene was like, we found this 3 million year old 4K camera with all this never before seen footage from the Mesozoic era.
No, but
hey, I was going to totally switch topic, but yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out.
It's a good one.
I was just wondering, when I come to New York next week, if I could go to your house, PFT, and do the flight simulator.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We should do that. We should stream it too.
Yeah, I would love that.
Let's do it. Because I've never attempted to fly a plane, but I'm so obsessed with this Top Gun movie, man. Like, I'm about to go see it again. This is gonna be my 4th time.
No, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for me.
Oh, I will absolutely see it a 5th time.
Wait, you guys. I might throw a darty.
Oh my god! Wait, perfect.
When?
Yeah. What's the dates?
The science fair is Monday. Look out for that, by the way. It'll be awesome.
How long is everyone staying?
I live here.
We'll figure it out. That'd be fun.
So wait, you're trying to have a darty during
like
Tuesday.
During Tuesday afternoon?
During the work day.
Or we could do a Sunday fun day.
I can't. I got work.
but also on Tuesday you have to work.
But you could get away with not working on like a Wednesday if we're doing macrodosing, you know.
Okay, but
Yo,
if it's
Hey,
Tuesday,
Billy is special today, dog. This shit funny, man. This is rare Bill, man.
if
Hey.
it's Tuesday, we do the same show on Tuesday, Billy. Right?
Okay, scrap it. I just thought it would be fun. Okay, just trying to set up fun activities for all of us.
I would also love to do fun activities, but sometimes we have to work.
I know that.
I don't have to work, Bill. That's what
Arian will have a darty. He'll have a day drink.
What's a day drink?
It's a day party, but it's a rager.
It's a little harder than a darty.
Rank the levels of parties starting that you've replaced the first letter with D.
Well, you got to start at a kickback.
No.
That starts with the K.
That's a different vibe.
He's talking about like the darty family.
Darty, day drink, dager.
Well, no, it's a day drink because that just means you're like going to drink during
Drinking
the day.
when
Like,
the
you
sun
could-
is up.
Yeah, you could just like go day drinking, like go get a meal or lunch,
Or a drunch.
or
Ooh, a drunch.
oh yeah, so yeah, drunch.
I'd say drunch is heavier than a day
A day
drink.
drink.
Yeah, day drink.
Brunch sounds like you're like
Drunch is
dredging
aggressive.
in a shallow pond to build a bridge of some sort.
Day drink
Is
is definitely the least.
Yeah.
Or the most chill.
Drunch isn't a thing, though.
Drunch?
No, you should see these white girls go to brunch.
You should see
That's
me
a
go to
brunch.
brunch, Arian.
Brunch is a thing, but drunch
Drunch.
is that like
Drunk
a dinner
brunch.
lunch?
Mimosas.
No,
bro.
no,
It's the
drunk
bottomless
brunch.
Mimosas.
Bottomless
No.
mimosas.
That's just brunch, though. There's no sober
Yeah,
brunch.
that's what I'm saying.
No, that's
I-
yes, there is.
There's
There's
a sober
sober brunch.
there is not.
Yes,
Yeah, there is.
For non-alcoholics, there is sober brunch.
That's like you can go to brunch with your grandparents
Yeah.
on a Sunday after church.
Yeah. But a drunch, you're getting mimosas, you're getting bellinis.
Yeah,
You're taking
I've never
shots.
heard- Brunch is new to me.
Big T,
That's-
what's your brunch order?
Chicken and waffles usually.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Try it.
It's strong.
I go with avocado toast, and if they have good salmon, I'll put a little salmon on that joint. Smoked.
I like a good frittata
Ooh.
or
Really?
huevos ranchero.
Oh, yeah.
Love those.
I like steak
I'm a-
and eggs.
It's like I should know what frittata is.
It's like an egg
But I
pie
don't.
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like an egg pie that's got various peppers and stuff in it.
Hey, hold on, ain't this just a quiche?
It's similar to a quiche, but it's not.
Quiche adjacent.
It's quiche. Yeah, quiche adjacent.
Also, we'll do the
Quiche
first
family?
edition of Teed Off right now.
Let's go. This is
I
Teed Off
love-
featuring Big T.
I love-
Big T. What are you
Take
teed
your
off
tee
about this
Okay.
week?
So I was gonna say chicken and waffles, but also French toast. I love a good French toast. This is a New York City problem.
Okay.
People go way too overboard with the French toast now. You go to one of these places and order French toast, they will bring you a piece of French toast, and on top of it will be 6 inches of every fruit that's ever existed. I ordered French toast at a place. It came with flowers on it. There was a flower.
Wait, Big T, I know what place you're talking about.
Yeah, you do, because
Yeah.
it's near where you used to live.
That's unacceptable.
They go too overboard with it. I just want the French toast. If you a couple strawberries, blueberries, that's great. Adds a nice little accoutrement to the plate.
Yeah.
I don't want. I mean,
Powder sugar?
yeah, sure, go for that. I mean, that's custom with French
staple.
toast.
It doesn't add any extra dimension to it either. The powdered sugar nestles
Right,
on the
correct.
toast. Yeah.
But these libs in New York have gone so overboard with the French toast. I got to specify like what comes on the French toast. Like I got to ask now because it's just too much.
It is. Yeah.
T wants freedom toast, not French toast.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, inedible garnishes are. I mean, I'm out on those too, Big T. I
No,
totally
those are
understand
edible flowers. You can eat those.
Yeah, but what do you
Yeah,
really want to?
Big T's gonna be munching
No.
some
Yeah.
flour.
Let me tell you something.
What is he, a deer? I agree with Big T. Like there's a bunch of dishes out there that now they've become almost made to be Instagrammed more than they've
Precisely.
been made to be
Yeah.
eaten.
Precisely.
And so they lose some of their structural integrity. They lose some of their functionality because you're supposed to be there to eat it. I'll say like a burger should be along those same lines, but there are a bunch of places now that have burgers that are piled so damn high with
Great point
things
as well.
that you can't get your mouth. Like you have to like cut your burger into like 4 pieces to even try to eat it. And if you do try to eat it whole,
Little man can't swallow a burger.
no, I got. Listen, I got you. You don't know what this mouth do, Arian. I can get the burger in, But then guess what happens on the other side of the burger? All the
that?
fucking condiments and weird toppings fall out the
Oh,
other
that's
side when you
bad
try to
burger.
bite them.
That's
Yep.
bad
You remember-
burger security.
Do
is
you remember a
bad
couple
burger
years ago they
security.
told us to eat the fucking burgers upside down?
No,
I remember that.
Hey,
I'm not
yo.
shocked, but fuck that.
No, that's bad.
I think it's Burger King.
I was going to
I
bring
don't
this
know
up
what-
as well.
Like I said, I'm super
Don't
left.
don't be
This
don't not be an ally right now, Arian.
This shit might be the dumbest thing
Well,
I've ever
remember
seen.
that's also
They said-
only in Austria.
I don't care where it's at. They said, is it Burger King?
It is Burger King.
In Austria.
Burger King in Austria are having the same bun for a burger. You know, you got a bottom bun and a top bun.
Mhm.
They're putting 2 top buns and then 2 bottom buns for like Pride Month. I'm like, bro, that's the dumbest shit. I'm like, now you're gendering bread. Like,
Listen,
Actually-
when I think gay pride, I think Burger King.
Let's-
So
There are tops and bottoms. I kind of see where they're going.
We
with
should fact check that because that might be
Yeah.
another Nintendo
Is it-
being
is
owned
it
by
fake-
the
is it-
Saudis.
that might be. I didn't
It-
look. It came across my timeline and I didn't even give it a second thought. I was like, that's stupid, and kept scrolling.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Yeah, let's look that up. This is us being
yeah, we,
responsible.
yeah,
right
we need to
now.
be responsible.
I think
no, it is on CNN. So I mean, we need to check another source.
Oh
but-
yeah, no.
Here he goes. Yep.
For Big T's-
yeah, it's a real thing.
Oh my
for the
god.
for the initial teed off. I think we need to allow our fine servers, our hardworking servers, be a little more prejudiced. You know, Big T doesn't want a goddamn flour on his French
Yeah.
toast.
That's a
the
good
guy
point.
Who comes in.
Yeah, that's.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the burger that Arian just showed. That's disgusting.
The specific place I'm talking about, if you order French toast and they bring the plate out, you can't see French toast.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Agreed. That's why it was the inaugural teed off. Bro.
I know what place Big T's talking about. They do that with like everything on the menu. They just Instagram it up. It tastes really good.
Is it the place? Because there is one spot that always pops up on Seamless if I'm trying to order food here to the office.
It's
There's
one of my favorite restaurants in New York.
There's a place that shows up all the time that I just look at the name of it and I know this is a place that was designed to have people take pictures on Instagram.
I'll say it and we'll bleep it because no free ads and I hate this place.
Oh no, different spot.
Okay, I'll believe.
Can we bleep that?
Yeah, don't give them free press.
I love that place.
Well, wait. Big T, the fucking it's in the goddamn name.
Brother, if I go to Yard House, I don't expect them to feed me grass.
Yeah, but like there's like
No,
Now it's
Billy,
like a
don't
theme.
apologize for it. This is a place that puts actual flowers on your French toast.
I know, but it's in the name.
Mad Dog appears to be eating these flowers.
I'm not. I'm just saying you can.
You called them edible.
I called them
cool.
edible. I'm not saying
think
I'm the one to eat them.
I'm gonna be the contrarian here. I like a nice presented dish.
So do
What
I.
I don't like, I don't mind if it's presented like with the flowers and all this.
This is impractical.
Hold on, hear me out. The where I feel like it crosses the line is at them high end places where they give a fuck about presentation, but like you get 7 bites of food. You know,
Yes,
that's what
yes.
I care about.
No, this
if
was
you-
too much food, but it wasn't
what
the
I'm
food
saying.
you
See?
ordered.
That's what I'm saying. If you complaining about getting a lot of food and there's a flower on your plate, just slide it.
No, I mean, listen,
No.
is it the biggest problem facing our nation right now? No, you can't get gas or baby formula. But
Or creatine. There's a creatine shortage as well.
everyone,
Yeah.
please think of Billy in these trying times.
He had that in his holster, dog.
No, it's bullshit. There's a creatine shortage.
Two fruit maximum when you order French toast. That doesn't have to be mentioned on the menu. If you
Oh,
order
yeah.
French toast and it comes with strawberries and blueberries, good. If it comes with 18 things on there and flowers and this, that, and the other on a flaming, sizzling, just bring the French toast.
All right, so what I agree with Big T on this one that if you order what you expect to be a normal French toast and it comes with all this extra stuff on top of it, including flowers, you have to think to yourself like, okay, part of the money that I'm paying for this meal is going to all the stuff that I don't want.
Their
on it.
flour budget.
Yeah, the flower budget. Imagine how much this thing would cost if they weren't decking it out like it was like a 1980s wedding.
I scanned the check very carefully to make sure I wasn't signing a Democratic voter registration at this place.
Now, I'm actually on the other end of this. I'm a sucker for fancy shepherd's pies.
Oh, I love a good shepherd's pie.
No, like I will go to the hipster pubs with the shepherd's pies because some of these people paint absolute pieces of art into the mashed potato on the top, and it's just like shepherd's pies at other places. Yes, they're good, but like they really like doll up these shepherd's pies. They serve them these really awesome ceramic pot type things. And then like you get it with the Guinness that also has the foam painted in it like a little like shamrock or something else. And then they do the same pattern into the mashed potatoes.
I would get a good shepherd's pie, like an upscale shepherd's pie. I actually think I could eat shepherd's pie for every meal because it's like a full plate all in one.
Shepherd's pie is the best.
I prefer shepherd's pie to chicken pot pie. How about that?
It's not even close.
Dude, that's not even
I don't think I've had shepherd's pie, so I can't.
Oh, you would love it. It's a nice crispy mashed potato on top.
And then it's like chili underneath.
Then you've got like ground beef or lamb
less
underneath.
spicy.
You've got peas, carrots, sometimes mushrooms, onions,
I'm out on the peas.
gravy.
You can customize the vegetables you put in there.
Okay,
Yeah, you
cool.
can ask for no peas.
Peas might be the only thing I'm like. I'm pretty much cool on anything else.
Why don't you like peas? They're sweet as fuck.
I don't know. Why does that bother you? I don't like peas.
I don't know. I just don't. What is it? The texture? Is it like
You don't like the
I
mushiness?
I just felt a certain way, but I just never really liked like ever since I was a kid. It's like biting. If you was to, I don't know, somehow collect, air and put it in a vegetable, that's what it would taste like. It just don't taste. It tastes like nothing to me. It's like
That's tomatoes for me.
No, they have flavor.
You see? Well, that was aggressive,
Water.
Arian.
Yeah, I'm a tomato guy though.
I like good tomatoes.
Big tomato.
Big difference between good tomatoes and bad tomatoes.
I like bad ones.
Good tomatoes in the summertime. Put a little salt and pepper on there.
Little caprese
I'm
salad.
forever thankful for Uncle Jesse from Full House. I think it was Uncle Jesse. I was watching Full House, and one episode, I was a child, and they went to like some tomato farm, and they were putting salt on the tomatoes and just eating it. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I tried it, and I was like, yo, I never looked back. Salting a tomato is unbelievably delicious.
Yeah, salt, pepper on tomato with like mayonnaise and bread, like a good tomato sandwich. That's perfect summertime meal right there.
You lost me there.
At Mayo.
Yeah.
You're one of these mayo haters.
I like it on certain things, but just slapping mayo on a tomato, I'm unsure if that's.
Well, you put it on the bread like it's a sandwich.
Oh,
you put the mayo on the bread, and then you put a big thick slice of tomato on top, fresh tomato, and then salt and pepper on the tomato. That's good eating.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm a mayonnaise fan on sandwiches and burgers and shit.
How do you feel about aioli?
I don't know.
Just like a fancy word for mayo, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, I'm in on it. Anything that lubricates the sandwich.
Yep.
Because a lot of times people be having these dry ass sandwiches, and I'm like, bro, this shit is no lube. You gotta.
You know what? I'm a huge fan of mustard on certain sandwiches.
Yeah, I
love mustard.
You have to have a mustard or a mayonnaise, and it's very helpful if when you make the sandwich, you make sure that it goes all the way to the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Because I used to think I didn't like crust on bread. Turns out I love crust.
It's just you don't want it dry.
I don't want any dry edges. So when there's sandwiches being made, you got to make sure they go all the way to the edge.
Free ad. Golden spicy brown mustard is my fucking favorite.
Have you guys ever had? I think this is just a Cleveland thing. Have you guys ever had ballpark mustard?
Yeah,
Oh, that shit is so good.
it's very good.
Mm.
So I have a
Any
grandmother
family-
out in Seattle. Her name's Joan. She's a big time Macrodosian.
Hi, Joan.
Hi, Joan.
Poppin', I'm always in Seattle. I'm gonna come say what's up, Joe.
So what you're gonna want from Joan is she makes her homemade mustard, which is like the most grandmother thing ever, right? And she knows that like for holidays I don't want anything. She doesn't have to get me a gift, but now she mails me jars of her homemade mustard
Oh, that's
That
fire.
rules.
for holidays. It's awesome, and so now my fridge is stocked with homemade mustard. It's just like tangy, kind of spicy honey mustard.
Oh,
And it takes her. I keep asking her like every time I see her, I'm like, I got to get the recipe from you one of these days. And she keeps saying, well, it's actually really, really easy. It only takes like 3 days to make, and you have to do this, this, and this. And I was like, I don't have. So I think we have different definitions of the word easy when it comes to making my own condiments. But it's the best present that you can ever get from a grandmother is like some sort of a homemade meal or homemade food.
That's big.
Mustard keeps forever, 0 calories, usually with no additives. Mustard is awesome.
0 calories in mustard?
Yeah.
We need to fact check that.
OG, like if your mustard, I don't know about honey mustard, but like unsweetened, unmixed mustard is 0 calories.
Are you just talking about the seed? The mustard seed? Unmixed, unsweetened.
Yeah, 3 calories, very low calories.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so let me see. Calories in mustard. I know it's like not 0 calories, but it's very, very low in calories. So like Heinz mustard has 3 calories for every 1 packet. Or 2
Don't
packets.
celery have 0 calories?
Yeah,
Yeah.
celery has a negative.
The negative net calorie.
Yeah. So if you really want to lose weight, you just eat celery all day.
Because you burn calories by eating it, like
I
your
don't
jaw
think that's
and
the
like
way
your
to do that.
digestive system. I actually agree with this. I think that's an actual thing.
That is the thing.
But I don't do that.
No, eat real food. I'm not promoting to only eat celery.
So another decoration, celery.
Oh, I love
Nah,
celery.
Celery's good.
Celery's
bro.
also a vehicle for
The
dip.
only
You know
time you see celery is on a plate of wings.
And I dip him in my wing sauce. I love it.
Salads? You don't eat salads?
Celery? No, I do. I don't use celery.
Chicken salad
What,
with some celery in it.
What you put in your salad, dog?
My salad, my go-to salad is romaine, which I would prefer spinach because romaine really isn't
Okay,
anything. I'd prefer
okay.
spinach.
Fucking with
Cucumber, a pinto bean, typically
with you.
spicy,
I'm with you.
avocado.
you. Uh-huh.
There's one other big thing. Fuck. Oh, like a roasted corn. That's more for flavor. That's not very
Okay,
healthy.
yeah, I'm not
And
mad-
chicken,
I'm not mad
grilled
at that.
chicken.
Okay. All right. I salad. All right. Not mad at that.
You thought I was gonna be like I get pork. I start with pork.
I mean, I don't know. You trashing celery. I wanted to see what you know what I mean? Gotcha.
Celery, it's just like there's no flavor to it. I'd rather like an eggplant. I'd rather
I'm with you. I'm willing to accept that.
What
Yeah.
about ants on a log?
That's
Know that?
peanut butter.
Peanut butter, raisins on a celery.
I'll just eat the peanut butter straight.
Nah. You just scooping peanut butter out of the jar?
Give me a spoon.
Yeah.
give me a jar.
Are you not?
All right, how you guys like your PB and J's?
With peanut butter and jelly.
I know, but like,
Are we talking like flavor of jelly here?
no, I'm talking about like what type of
How you
peanut butter.
construct it.
Do you do
Yeah.
wheat? This is the ultimate way to do it is you do wheat
Mm-hmm. I agree.
and then one side peanut butter, the other side jelly, and then you slice up a banana and you put a banana in that joint, and that shit sets it off.
I put chia seeds in mine.
Okay.
Give it a little crunch because I don't like crunchy
That's a
peanut
little-
butter.
That's a little
You don't
Big-
like crunchy
big
peanut
T.
butter.
Big T, get her. She like real Libby with that one, huh?
Yeah.
Chia seeds.
But what's the function?
Yeah, I
of
mean,
the
what do you
chia
expect?
seeds?
Chia seeds are a superfood.
Liberal Ohio, back at it again.
Yeah. I put chia seeds on everything. I put
What
them
does
in.
it do?
It's a superfood, so they expand in your stomach to make you more full. So like you can put a tablespoon of them in. Okay, let's say I put a tablespoon of them in my PB&J. In my stomach, they'll expand and make you fuller.
Okay.
And they have like digestive benefits and stuff. Girls be having stomach issues. I need my chia seeds.
They do, yeah. And I think they like neutralize free radicals in your body.
I don't know what that means.
I'm pretty sure that's one thing that
Yeah.
superfoods do. They have
Oxidants.
antioxidants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put chia seeds in my salads. I put them in my pasta. I put them in everything. I have a gallon of them in my
So-
apartment.
My PB and J, you got to get the country style white bread, which is like the white bread that like doesn't have any additives. It's like
Pure
good
white bread.
Yeah, good Wonder Bread. So it's like only got the eggs, like you can read the ingredients in one line,
Yeah.
and then you get smooth peanut butter. You lather on that peanut butter.
Mhm.
You're going. It's a 2-to-1 peanut butter to jelly ratio.
No.
I agree with
You-
2-to-1.
Time out. You use white bread and you oversaturate the peanut butter. That is sticking on the top of your mouth.
you know why? This is why.
1000%.
No, yeah, but this is why you need to do
There's
that.
no way that shit's
You know
not.
what? You know why
take
you
a
need
bite,
to do
that
that?
shit
No,
should
no.
stand
After
in
Billy
there.
eats
Anti-
it, he's like his dog, just that walks around his house, just like licking the roof of his
No,
mouth.
this is-
anti-gravity sandwich.
I
That shit
haven't-
is stuck up
I
there.
haven't finished. You put on that jelly, stack on one piece of bread, then you smucker on another layer of peanut butter on top, more jelly, triple decker,
Definitely
Slice-
stuck on you.
sliced diagonally,
That shit might go in your
and
nose.
you
That's
need to drink this with a gallon of whole milk, and that
Knew
is
that
the
was coming.
ultimate PB&J.
That's why he asked, by the way. He
You're
wanted
like
to
correct.
present it as
Yes.
if he was asking you guys.
Yes, correct.
But Coley, you were
100% correct.
you were about to say something about crunchy peanut butter. I'm curious what it was.
No, Mad Dog said she didn't like crunchy peanut butter, but added chia seeds
Yeah,
for the crunch.
yeah,
I
that
was
doesn't make sense. But
It's a different type of crunch.
It is. It is
Fair.
a different type of crunch because chunky peanut butter, if you get the kind that's got like, almost whole peanuts in
Yeah,
it
I
sometimes,
don't want it.
it gets stuck in your teeth. It becomes a bit much.
rubbish.
Now, Billy, you don't care about my answer to your question, but I'll answer it anyway since you
no,
already
I
got to
did.
say
We were
yours.
going around. I mean,
Uncrustables. That's your
We're
answer.
My answer is the
going around.
Uncrustable. My
I'm
answer is
straight up
the
topics.
the mighty Uncrustable is the best snack food that's ever been invented. I can't believe that I went this long without having it.
Did you
I-
air fry it?
Oh, I've air fried it.
I think when
I've been there.
When Smuckers introduced the Uncrustable to the market and they took off, I think that's when China knew they had us. They were like, these lazy fucking people can't even make a PB&J anymore.
It's
Yeah,
so
they're
good.
done.
It's
They're
so
done
good.
of it. Sure.
They're like the Jurassic Park meme of like they were so preoccupied whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
I think they need a bigger one.
It's yes, a giant I agree. That is my
I wanna-
only qualm. So I think that there should be two sizes of Uncrustable. There should be regular, and there should be double stuff. But the double stuff also has like bigger bread too.
Yeah,
Like it's just 2 times the size of an
No,
Uncrustable.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
and then eventually you
XL.
move it so that the jumbo size is going to be
Is
the
the small.
regular, and then the small is like the snack size, and then you make an even bigger one
Yeah.
that's on top.
Small,
of that.
medium, large.
I think
Uncrustable.
one
Same.
better.
Wait, how big?
When they cold, they pop it too.
Mhm.
Yeah, when they're
You ever have,
frozen,
when yeah,
Dude, they're
I
so
don't know,
good.
Frozen, but
What,
yeah,
how
when
big are they?
cold.
How big are they when they're
they're
Like the size of the palm of
about
your
the
hand.
size of the palm.
so
of
like
your
a baseball? Wait,
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, like a
No,
flattened
bigger
out
than a bit.
baseball.
no, bigger than a baseball.
If you were to,
so I'm forgetting.
if you were to
Staring
like
at your hand right now.
swell up,
Swell
a hockey puck a little bit, that's
Well, how
about the
big's a
size.
palm? Okay, yeah.
The palm of
But
your hand.
I'm saying I want a softball, like the radius of the diameter of a softball.
Yeah,
circumference.
they're about the diameter of a softball, I would
Yeah.
say.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, but they're not a sphere.
Yeah, I know.
They're
But
flattened.
I want something like a saucer sized one.
Yeah, saucer size one.
Yeah.
That's going to be the regular size eventually.
Yeah. We need to get some bigger.
That was the best
Awesome.
part of the fallout from the original Super Size Me, that they didn't get rid of the super size, they just renamed all their sizes. So
Yeah.
small became medium, medium became large. That was great. They were like, oh no, we fixed this problem.
Yeah, it's genius. It's brilliant. But yeah, I love a good Uncrustable. I like the just straight up Wonder Bread, and then creamy peanut butter, grape jelly. I don't mind the stickiness of the Wonder Bread sometimes. I feel like Wonder Bread gets a bad rap of being like, oh, we don't want all the chemicals. That's kind of why I buy the Wonder Bread, is for the chemicals.
Right. So I used to be about that, but then I read about a bunch of the chemicals, and they are terrible for your endocrine system. And like old school Wonder Bread is like the Wonder Bread that your like dad ate and like loved, is like the country style white bread that I buy.
But sometimes a good Wonder Bread is like a treat.
Yeah, it's like a Twinkie. I
Mhm.
don't want to know what's in the Twinkie.
Well,
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's like when you order Domino's, you're not in the mood for pizza, you're in the mood for Domino's.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had this.
When I want Wonder Bread, I want that like real synthetic, sweet, soft feeling. That's what I'm looking for. And I eat it like once
it's-
every couple years.
It's the
but I love it.
sweetness of it is what it is.
Yeah, it's super sweet bread.
Yeah, it's like cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should make a cake
Wonder
peanut
Bread.
butter jelly.
Now let's talk peanut butters. I'm a Skippy man.
I like, you know what?
I expected more from you.
I really enjoy the all natural peanut butters that are like just peanuts, salt, and oil.
And then you have to
the oil
separate.
And then you have
on
to
the
stir it
top.
up.
Yeah, I don't like the oil.
Yeah.
No, but it's oil's in. You don't think there's any
Peanuts.
oil in Skippy peanut butter?
Yeah, but like
It's
the
like
oil
half
on
oil.
top,
Billy just doesn't want to see it.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, but you stir it up and it's so much better.
Hmm
Yeah.
And it's more liquidy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the oil, it doesn't act. It's all separated and it never gets back together.
Yeah, maybe if you stir it like a beta.
Yeah, but even when you,
if you stir it like a man, then you get to. What do you think your forefathers did, Billy? What do you think your ancestors, the cavemen, when they got their peanut butter?
They made it in their mouths.
It's actually unnatural
With
for you to have this
with
pre-made
these big jaws.
peanut butter. This is why society's gone downhill, because cavemen used to stir their own peanut butter
No,
up.
they used to just chew peanuts in their mouth and make peanut butter and spit it in each other's mouths.
This is as close as you can get to that.
I actually expected Billy to be like a PB2 guy.
What?
Baby bird.
It's baby bird summer.
What about peanut butter and honey? I like those
Oh,
too.
I just bought honey peanut butter.
They make that?
Well, okay, so I'm a Jif girl, but because of the recall, I can't get Jif anywhere. So the Justin's, like that organic peanut butter, they have honey peanut butter.
Ooh.
And I snagged it so quick. I'm so excited about
Is
it.
there a peanut butter that hasn't been recalled? Was
I
it Peter
didn't
Pan
know.
giving people salmonella?
Yeah, Peter Pan was listeria, maybe something like that. Or that was
Skippy
a-
never had any issues.
I had
Not yet.
no idea that they numbered products. I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah.
Like, so my mom, I was scrolling on, and my mom had, I think it was the Jif, and it just scrolled across my timeline. I follow like Scientific America or some shit on the gram, and they had a picture of it, and then they said numbers, X through X, and I was like, they number this shit, and so my mom and we looked at the peanut butter. She had one of the ones that got recalled, but I didn't even know that. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool thing, man. I
So-
didn't know that.
That's how they caught the Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp guy. That's like
I don't
because
know this story. What happened?
so some guy posted that he basically got shrimp that there was shrimp in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like shrimp
It was like a shrimp tail that he
tail.
said that he pulled out.
But then like places can track the exact boxes, where they were, how they got there, what store they went to, and track every single place that they've been just through barcodes and like knowing which exact batch for this exact reason. So there was like moments where he didn't want to give up the box, and because they would have been able to track and find out that none of his story was making sense.
Did we ever get
I got
closure on
canceled,
that?
too.
Yeah, that guy got. I mean, on like if he didn't put not a bit in the tweet, like he would have been fine. But he like wrote it so hard and said it, like, because it would have been like for there to be no hole in the box, like yeah. So they tracked, like it didn't make sense because they
People were on my ass over that. Like I was fucking Wendell in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch bakery. Like I make it.
I was
a tough time for
I was
me.
a Cinnamon Toast Crunch truther. I bought more Cinnamon Toast Crunch after that because
That's
that was
right,
an
Billy.
attack on one of my favorite cereals.
Yeah, and that's
That's right.
probably the safest time to buy a Cinnamon Toast Crunch is right after there's a shrimp disaster.
I was like, I'm buying the hell out of this Cinnamon Toast.
So did we figure out if that guy was just making it up, or
There's
Yeah.
no clip, but like it's pretty. Like let's go look at his Twitter page.
I was gonna say I thought it was proven to be false.
I'm
What's the
Like
looking it
name?
up
beyond a
right
reasonable
now.
doubt.
Because like they
Well-
got the police involved. They actually were going to forcibly seize the box because then they would have known like where it came from, how like where it got contaminated, because they're like, we need to know in case there's like the batch we sent out had, so they traced it back to the machine. They looked at the machine. They're like, none of this, makes sense because it's like, yeah.
So he was bullshitting. There was no shrimp in his.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, innocent.
But what,
Cinnamon Toast-
what an odd thing to say you haven't. You're like, how would a shrimp get it? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So it was what?
Say a
Last
roach or
March?
something. Like that makes more sense.
What the hell happened? Shrimp tails and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah. I think it kind of just all went away.
Yeah, I'm not finding any recent coverage right now. I'm
No,
looking.
no.
I'm looking in the news right
Other
now.
things happened.
You know
Other
what I'm
things
saying?
came up.
It faded. It faded from the news cycle.
A
That's-
guy maybe found shrimp in a cereal.
preposterous.
Then it got dark.
I would have almost respected if Tucker Carlson was still talking about this. If he was like, "Was they're hiding the answers?" But
It was on Tucker Carlson.
I don't know. But if
Oh.
I'm saying if he was still pretending like this was the biggest issue,
Okay.
Did General
If he was-
Mills start COVID to distract from the shrimp
right?
tails and
Yeah,
CT
like,
Crunch?
Was this like we keep hearing about the supply chains? Like, what are they really not telling us? If we're getting shrimp in our CTC.
General Mills, part of the military industrial complex.
I mean, that actually kind of.
I always thought that General Mills
be
would
a
be a
thing.
great name for a rapper that talked about how much money he had.
All right, I don't hate it.
I do. I actually hate that name.
Oh,
Arian, did
General Mills.
did the era of
He's dressed up
t-shirt-
like Muammar Gaddafi, but with dollar signs and like cash pinned to his chest instead of ribbons. Come on.
That would be horrible, actually. Yeah, I hate it more now. What you saying, Colin?
I was gonna say, did the era of t-shirts? This was like 03, 04, where they were taking like Tony the Tiger and icing him out and having him like drive a truck on like 24s. Did that make it to the south or the southwest?
Let's see. 04, I was in San Diego, so nah,
Not
at
out
that
there.
time.
Did you guys have like Geno Green and stuff like that?
Nah, that wasn't out there.
oh man.
We was real simple out there, like Chucks, Vans, regular.
You guys were
jeans
jerking to
and-
school.
Who? You said what?
Sorry. We were jerking to school. We're in Vans.
Oh.
That was Oakland.
Hey, I know that. No, I know the dudes that make that song.
I'm sure you do. Packed in.
Yeah, we was chilling. We was low key. White tees was a big thing, but they was all big as fuck. That's it. That's an era I don't miss. Is the tall tee era? The tall tee era was, boy, them pictures is hilarious. And
They came back. They just slimmed them out.
yeah, and you know this thing though. Like, listen, man, big dudes. Listen, I'm with you on your plight, but like the skinny jean and the slim fit shit, it's just not. That ain't
Not
it.
for everyone.
That ain't it. Yeah, sometimes you buy it a couple sizes bigger, man. I might be the old dude yelling at the clowns on this one, but like the clothes be too small nowadays.
Well,
No, am I
they're also
tripping?
No, you're
terribly
100%
built.
right, brother.
They're terribly
I appreciate
built too. Literally, you could walk up to a random person with most pants and just rip them off them. I'm serious.
I've been hearing
is that
that's been happening.
It's a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real pandemic.
All this made in China.
Pandemic.
Like like literally like the pants I'm wearing right now, you could rip off my legs fairly easily. Don't do it though.
Is this a pun for when Big Cat did that to you? Is that
No, well, I thought of this concept because literally, I saw a trend.
I was gonna say.
I saw a trend that was all staged. And I was like, what if you like these are ripping so easily? What if you made this look like it really actually happened? And the rest is ripstery.
That was great. That's good.
That was
Ripstery.
bad.
I'm gonna move on real quick because I have one last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you guys have anything else that you wanna discuss. Billy sent this article to me earlier today. I read it. It's fantastic. Jamarcus Russell
Oh yeah.
wrote
did
an
read
article for the Players Tribune today, and it's like his journey and his words. It's actually I wish that he had written this 10, 15 years ago. It's good to hear, from his perspective. And he didn't really sugarcoat a lot of the stuff that happened. He took
Give me the spark
accountability.
notes. I'm not reading this shit.
He took accountability for a lot of it. He basically said like he came from a poor town in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, and he was like thrust into being a quarterback at a very young age. And the first time he tried codeine was when he was 14 years old because it was all around. And one of his friends told him to like grab a drink out of the cooler. He drank the wrong one, and then he had to like sleep it off for a while. But he came from like nothing, like abject poverty, and he made it to the NFL. He didn't even know that he was going to declare for the draft until before that Sugar Bowl against Notre Dame, when Dwayne Bowe's runner asked to talk to him and said, "Hey, you're going to be a first round pick. Do you want to go to the NFL?" He's like, "What do you mean go to the NFL? I still have another year of school left." Like the thought never occurred to him that he
Do
could
you
leave.
believe that?
I do. I don't think that
That he was 4 months from being the number one pick and had no idea that he was even. I'm not sure I believe
I
that.
think it's a
There are
possibility.
definitely college coaches who would not tell
Yeah.
their best player like what's happening.
But how do you not have? If you're the number one pick, you should have an idea you're going to be picked. in the first round.
Well, think about it. Media was so much different back then.
Well, we weren't in the Stone Age. Billy.
I mean, this
Like,
was 2007.
Mel,
8.
Right, but was
Mel
there
Kiper
Twitter?
was still very much a thing.
Right, but if you
were
weren't
throwing
into sports,
papers on their front steps.
no, but like what? Twitter wasn't like athletes didn't have.
there was the internet, bro.
Yeah, but did athletes have that much personal agency where people could contact them at that point?
They had phones, yes.
Billy,
Right,
you don't
right.
have to be
That's
contacted
not
to
what I'm
know.
saying. Like if you weren't if you weren't into sports media and into playing
Like
sports,
Peyton Manning knew that he was going to be the number one pick when he decided to go back to Tennessee.
Right.
because his father had connections.
Well,
and people
So you
like
saying-
that's what I'm
you saying
saying.
Marcus Rocco had no.
Well, he
had no
admits
father.
he admits it that like Arch Manning definitely has way more connections in the NFL and sports media at that point.
I think that's
to tell
fair.
his son. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair to say.
It's not fair. It's not. No.
I think
Right.
it is fair
I'm
to
just
say.
I
saying
was
I
in
believe
school at the same time. I played against Jamarcus Russell in 2006. I think we knew what was going on. I don't 100%. I don't know. I can't say if he knew he was gonna be the number one pick, but you knew while you went to school. You knew you was gonna get the league. You knew dudes left early. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of a big team.
And if you were a first round talent, you knew that.
well,
Yeah,
something.
Well, also, if you're-
definitely leaving early.
If you recall that bowl game against Notre Dame, that's when he became like the dude. I think he was being discussed as being a first round pick before then. I don't think he was the presumptive number one overall pick until that game against Notre Dame where he just smoked the shit out of him. Just absolutely lit him on fire, and everybody was like, "Holy shit!"
I knew this. My man's Gerard Mayo. He went number 10, and where let's see you shaking your head. Anything Patriots get brought up.
I didn't see this coming.
So me and him, we submitted our film because you send your film to something called the NFL Advisory Committee, and they kind of look over it and they give you a grade back of what they think you're gonna go, right? And so me and him got a grade back, and we both got the same grade, and it was the second round. And for him, he was like, because they want you to stay in school for some reason, and so they always like lowball you. And I should have left, but he was like, that was enough for me. I was like, I was stupid. I should have left. But so I say all that to say, I find it hard to believe he's. And I'm not trying to get on his bumper, but it's like you didn't go to school to go to school. You know what I mean? You went to school to go to the league.
You're calling
And
cap on his article.
Not the
there's an
whole
article.
thing.
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But
I've heard
that part may be a little fabricated. Like I had no idea. Maybe you didn't know you were gonna go until, but you had an idea. Like if you was going, I don't.
Yeah.
There have been a handful of players who have been like, I didn't they kind of set college as the goal. Like they didn't think that there was anything really for them after them. So it doesn't surprise me if someone who in their second year isn't getting those, as a sophomore, they're not having those conversations. And then end of junior year, they weren't necessarily on that train of thought. Now I'm going. Especially if you have a coach. There are definitely coaches who tell players oh no, the league's not interested in you. There are definitely coaches who do that.
Probably, but this is what I'm saying. They'll find you. So my freshman year,
Right.
I balled out the last. I only played 5 games, and I had over 130 every game, or something like that. It was crazy. And after that year, I had went on trips. I had agents, kind of runners. I was getting bread. It was crazy. And so it's that was after 5 games. You're talking about a starting quarterback for Louisiana. Is it Louisiana State? I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
University. Somebody was hollering at you, bro. We definitely had phones. Oh, that's when sidekicks was popping too.
If he was
sidekicks,
he might have been a BBM.
So here,
yeah, usually the sidekick
I
would be or
think-
chirp. A whole bunch of cats had
Yeah.
the chirp.
here's
Part
from the
of
story right now. This is how fast life came at me when I was at LSU. My redshirt junior season, I'm chilling with my boy Debo. We're about to play Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl, and I'm killing it. Debo was on the phone with somebody, and I didn't know who it was. I found out later it was a runner for an agent. Debo is talking to him, and he says, "Yo, this guy wants to holler at you." He hands me the phone, and the guy says, "So what you trying to do next year?" I said, "The hell you talking about? I got school." "What? You're not leaving? You tripping? I got school." "Man, listen, you need to call your family right now and give them my number. You rank grade A." "What does that mean?" "You're the number 1 or 2 quarterback in the nation right now." And so that's when he found out, and then he gave the number to his uncle. And he goes on and he talks about how his uncles were like the closest. I mean, he did have a father figure in his life who was like a legend in his own right in terms of like a basketball player in Alabama, but it sounds like he was much closer with his uncles. And so his uncles were like his ride or die guys. They moved out to Oakland with him when he got drafted. He got drafted, and Al Davis was the one that wanted him. And the coaching staff very clearly did not want to have Jamarcus Russell on the team. That he wasn't their pick. And so he got off to a very bad start. They never like tried to work with him as a man. He said that he loved like his college coaches who got to know him as a person, worked with him as a person. His NFL coaches did not. So he was out there with his uncles as really his only support network. And then both of his uncles died within 3 months of each other. And so his life kind of got torn apart. And then he grew to hate his coaching staff and one day snapped at him in the film room because they were calling him a motherfucker. And he was taking it in like a bad way. And he was saying like when Jimbo used to cuss him out, it was always like he was trying because he expected more out of him. He was trying to teach him something. He still loves Jimbo Fish to this day. But when his coaches out there were doing it, it felt like they were doing it just to attack him. So one day in the film room, he snapped at him and was like, hey, you don't talk to me that way. My family doesn't talk to me that way. Nobody talks to me that way. If you're trying to learn, if we're trying to improve as a team, talk to me with some respect. And then the coach like went back and like kind of apologized, changed his tone a little bit. And then he just got really angry. And Jamarcus Russell stood up and he punched the table. And he was like, that's right. That's how you talk to me from now on, bitch. And yeah. And so then the coaching staff from that point on benched him, and he never started again after that point.
That's a wild story, man. But it goes to what I always say. It's like this culture of football, and really is kind of sports in general, is like where they feel they gotta just talk dirty to you to get you to do shit. And it's like you don't have to do that. Like there's ways to motivate kids, and there's ways to motivate adults in like other ways. Like I just never really understood that culture. I got into it with my coaches for the same shit. You motherfucking me this way. I was like, bro, just don't. And then the crazy shit, this is the gaslighting. They cuss you out. And then you say, don't fight. Don't talk to me like that. You draw a boundary, right? Emotionally. And then you get labeled as the troublemaker. Like, oh, this guy doesn't. I'm like, you talking shit to me. How I'm troublemaking? Like, it's the I don't understand that shit. I'll never sports.
He'd be yelling at my trash ass teammates.
What's the craziest thing you ever said or you heard somebody say to a coach? Or like happened in a meeting or something?
We was at Tennessee. I ain't gonna say who it is, but they was yelling at him, and he just looked at him and he said, "I'm gonna knock you the fuck out." And that coach he didn't say nothing because this dude was big as fuck. Like,
would we know who the coach is?
Yeah.
Will you tell me who the coach was? Like, I don't care who the player was.
Yeah, I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. I'd rather know who the coach was.
Arian
honestly.
has lost all faith in our ability to bleep out the names that he says.
I do not blame him.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Jesus, it was like 3 or 4 times we got, man.
Yeah.
Hey, don't put this in there. Somebody tweets me, that's fucked up, man. Like, yo.
It was so. Also in the article, he talks about the codeine stuff. So he says that he tried it as a kid, and then when he got to college, he didn't want to take. He didn't like the way that painkillers made him feel, so he went to take painkillers. And so one time in class, he had codeine in the styrofoam cup and everything, and somebody ratted on him to the teacher. And then because he said that he had like torn ligaments in his hand and his arm, and so he was sipping codeine in class. Now Arian's got this look like, well, you don't. That's not really a good explanation of why you're sipping codeine out of the styrofoam cup in class.
Come on, man. I feel like if you go write these kind of pieces, you gotta be honest, man. You expect people to believe. And I've never met this man, and like, it might be his truth. It might be his truth, but it's hard. It's gonna be hard for people to believe that you was sipping codeine in class because you was in pain.
It is a pain. To his credit, it is a painkiller.
Yeah, but when you mix it with purple Sprite or whatever the fuck they mix it with.
I
mean, just make Sprite purple. I don't know.
The problem I have with that story, we're talking about LSU. That student needs to be kicked out of school immediately. You cannot have people running around. Like, that's an Alabama plant. That Saban put that kid in school and registered them in the same class.
Saban was his coach.
Saban was there.
Then my mistake.
So Saban probably had that kid killed.
Well, actually, Saban.
Was Brian Kelly an assistant on that?
Saban would only been there his first year or two, I think, because then he was at the Dolphins in 2006. And then 2007, he went to Alabama.
Yeah.
What was Jamarcus Russell's last year? 2006?
I think so.
Because 07, they won the national title with, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there for that.
Jordan Jefferson.
Yeah. No. We played
in the SEC championship.
Was that Matt Flynn?
No, it was
Mock.
I don't remember who it is.
They had two. One of them got hurt, I think.
Was Matt Mock? Was he there for
One of them
03 or 07?
Hang on.
I remember there's Ali Highsmith was the linebacker. They had number 93. What's his name? They had Glenn Dorsey.
Oh, he was a beast.
At deep tackle. There was another. They had another one that went first round. I think it was DN or 93 or something like that. And then they also had a DB that was cracking. I forget it.
They usually do.
So I kind of have a similar story.
To sipping codeine in class?
Kind of.
But hold on. Have y'all ever done codeine?
Yeah.
Oh, Billy, you have?
That shit.
I
did it
not.
once. Never again.
I've had cough syrup with codeine in it, but it was when I had a cough.
No.
It wasn't like recreation. Oh, by the way, Aaron, before Billy tells the story, I don't know if you've seen the clip yet. We put it on the Part of My Take Twitter account today, but we were talking about how yesterday which NBA player was it that posted?
Miles
Bridges, right? So he posted a picture on his Instagram story of him I think he was sitting in a car and he had a cup of syrup. And he had.
We don't know. It was pink lemonade.
Yeah, he said it was pink lemonade, and he had a joint in his hand, and so he deleted it very quickly. But then Billy was giving us the wrap up of it yesterday. First of all, Billy called it a blunt in his hand. It was very clearly a joint.
It's a joint.
Common mistake. And then Hank was like, "Well, yeah, rappers drink a lot of codeine." And then Billy was like, "Yeah, like Macklemore."
No.
Big
Cat.
That was your
Big Cat goes, "Oh,
go-to example.
Like basically, I knew it was the funniest rapper I knew that was addicted to to codeine."
So Billy, you modeled your life experience after Macklemore. He was your role model, and you were like, you know what, my hero is drinking coke. When I was in third grade, I thought I was addicted to syrup. This is what Billy's saying.
No,
You know a wild fact?
What?
Macklemore won the Grammy for Best Album of the Year the same year Kendrick dropped Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking insane.
Have you heard Thrift Shop, Arian?
Yeah, I absolutely have. Yeah.
This is gonna come.
I would argue is Macklemore's not even the reason why he won.
Yeah,
Ryan Lewis.
Yeah, 100%. That motherfucker nice.
I used to be obsessed with Macklemore.
I bet you was.
Yeah.
Macklemore.
It was like 8th grade.
It was Matt Flynn that was that LSU quarterback, but the other guy we were thinking of was Ryan Parallew.
Oh yeah,
who played
what a name!
Who played in the SEC championship game because Matt Flynn was hurt, and then I think he got kicked off the team shortly thereafter.
We knew we was gonna win. We just knew we was gonna win.
Whose fault was that game, Arian?
Actually, I played like shit, and if you Google any pictures of me at that game, I was way overweight.
Well, hell, this is the one that you had an excuse to say somebody else.
I partied like a motherfucker from the time the end of the school year ended to the SEC championship. I was doing my thing. I just partied.
Who would you say was to blame here, Big T?
Eric Ainge threw a couple tough picks.
Also, I had turf toe.
That's a good excuse.
That shit hurts, dog.
LSU
matter of fact, that might be my worst lingering injury. I still, from 2007, I had turf toe, and I still feel that to this day. Unreal.
Have you heard about like BPC 157? Some of these HGH peptides you can inject into near your injuries.
I have not heard.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty. You know I was talking to Ryan Whitney about them. He's a hockey player, and turns out they're pretty effective. and clearing up stuff like that.
So Billy,
It might be.
tell me about your experience with codeine.
No, it wasn't codeine. This was in class, and I got caught dipping. I thought I was slick. I had a muscle milk bottle, and it was an 8:30 after a 6:30 lift, and I was packing a dinger in class, and I was dipping into the muscle milk, and I thought it was making it look like I was drinking the muscle milk and spitting. And the teacher emailed me, and I had to go meet with them, and she was like, "What were you like? Why are you acting?" So it was obvious I was dipping, and I said that I didn't like ADHD medication, so I was self-medicating with nicotine, and then I got sent to the school psychiatrist.
Yeah, that-
and prescribed.
I mean, that honestly,
Good call.
That's
Good call
part-
by that teacher.
you haven't changed a bit, Billy.
Yeah, but like when he
It's
was
a
like,
classic Billy excuse.
well, it was like a Jamarcus Russell excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't like ADHD medication, so
Well,
I
so-
dip.
So
that
then,
was the most kids bop version of Jamarcus Russell's story.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, yo, that triggered that story in your head, bro.
Well, I was in class getting caught. I mean,
I see the
8:30s
parallel.
were
I
brutal.
see.
He did. He got caught with a Schedule 1 substance. You were doing tobacco.
Yeah, but I mean, it's scalable.
so
D3 football to LSU football. Schedule 1 to
Well, yours was,
totally
you were at a
legal.
religious. You were at a religious college, right?
No.
No.
Completely the opposite. I was at a
There is,
sacrilegious college.
the Lord hath forsaken his college.
Yeah, that hilltop has been banished to the
What
infidels.
happened for that to be the case?
It's
They let Billy in.
land of the libs.
So
Land to the libs.
so
You think? Wait, hold on. Big T, you think liberals are devoid of religion?
No, but I think if you asked any person there, if they, I would guess far less than 1% of the students at Williams College are
Well,
religious.
let's bleep where I don't know. Let's
Sure.
just say there's way more people with unnatural hair colors, not including girls who bleach their hair, than religious
Man.
people.
Student body versus what the school foresees. I was arguing it from what the school sets forth, not necessarily the student body.
No, the teachers are.
I'm still not what I'm talking about.
You had a bad experience in college, didn't you, Billy?
Oh boy. I thought it was just keg parties and no, it was not. No.
I
What
think
happened to you, man?
I will tell you off camera.
if Billy had to do it all over again, we would make sure that he went to a state school
Yeah.
and that he had like somebody to hold his hand all the time. And I think we could have turned Billy into a quarterback. I think Billy easily could have been the quarterback at Rutgers.
UMass, 1,000% at UMass.
I also kind of came into the class competing with one of the best quarterback recruits in the nation, at least in the Northeast. And I thought I could have beat him out, but then I didn't, and it just all went downhill from there.
The Northeast is not where they look for quarterbacks
I know, but
or really football players, to be honest.
exactly.
So then Russell says that he kept using codeine when he was on the Raiders because he didn't like taking any of the pain medication, and he played a full season where he had like a broken ankle.
See, that's where you lose me, man.
Well, he also
Why
admitted.
not just say you was like it's just a bad because like we all. That's why I don't know, man.
Well, if he said
I hope he's
if he
doing
said
well.
marijuana, would you think he was crazy? for
No,
saying
that makes sense, but there's an entirely different
Of course.
addictive property to codeine than there is marijuana.
1,000%.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like just own this shit. Like just own it.
But I can see a world where you're taking a downer just to deal with pain. Like I can see where it spirals, where
1,000%.
you're taking
I
a
was-
downer for pain management.
Hey, I drink a lot just to manage the pain and because I was going through shit personally and I didn't know how to cope. You know what I mean? And so I used that as an excuse. But like it's as a man now, like I have to own it. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
I hope he's doing well, man.
He did say that he never tried marijuana until after he left the Raiders. So he wasn't even smoking weed. He was,
That feels shocking.
and he was saying that he took responsibility. He's like, I should have studied more. I should have paid more attention to my craft. I should have not taken codeine all the time. And he thought that he would get another shot in the NFL, but he never got another chance because I guess word got around that he was just using codeine all the time. But he also said after he called his coordinator, his quarterback coach, whoever it was, a bitch in that meeting, that's when the leaks started, where they went to the media and started saying all these things about, like, okay, he's using codeine all the time, he's not working, he's overweight.
See?
And he looks back at it and he's got kind of like I don't know if it's like super healthy, but it's kind of healthy, where he's looking at his life from a perspective of, I came from a very poor town. I got paid millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I did some incredible stuff. I got Bobby Bowden and Nick Saban to come to my dirt poor hometown and like meet my parents, and like they knew my grandmother's name. And that, like, he looks back on that with a source of pride. He sounds, I don't know, it sounds like a pretty healthy recap of where he's at.
I love that, actually.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time we minimize our accomplishments because we put it up against, like, like people that get drafted in the first round and they get called a bust, and like psychologically that damages people, right? But in retrospect, like if you was to tell your 5 or 6, 7-year-old self, like, you're gonna get drafted into the NFL and you're gonna have an okay career, but you're gonna have a great college career. Like, to that 7-year-old, you'd be like, fucking dope, cool. Yeah. But like to us adults, it's like, what a fucking bust. You know what I mean? What a bum. Like, what I'm saying? Psychologically, I'm glad he looks at it from that perspective, because that's absolutely an accomplishment, man. It's 100%.
What I've started hating the last couple of years, and it happens with both, but it's more the NBA draft. The first 10 picks, they get taken, and immediately they cut to Jalen Rose and everyone else on the panel. They're like, this guy reminds me a ton of Magic Johnson. And then the next guy is Michael Jordan. And it's like, we can have more nuanced comparisons I understand, like, comparisons are helpful for the audience who's never seen this player before. Like, oh, this guy, he can slash, he can kind of shoot like this. Like, let's lower it down. No Hall of Famers, no more, like, all-stars. All-stars, the maximum you can do. Like, I want to hear more Michael Redd comparisons.
Andre Karolinko.
That's what I need to hear. Yeah, AK-47, stuff like that. I don't need to hear the first 7 picks are all Michael Jordan. That's just not true. And that sticks with people. So then if you only are a one-time all-star, it's like, man, that guy sucked. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
You know what podcast would kind of be fire? If Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell did a podcast called like Busts, or Big Busts. And just like, I would love to hear their take on like stuff. And
BigBusts.com.
You want to hear a bust thing?
Google BigBusts.com. I'm curious to see what pops up.
But like the double innuendo would be funny. I feel like those are two. Like, I've heard Ryan Leaf podcast, and I feel like Jamarcus Russell also, after reading this article, can tell a story. So I'd love to hear their take.
You're tuning in for one episode?
Am I wrong, Piv, too? Or was Leaf not as gracious about looking back on his career as Jamarcus?
No, he is.
You heard him on,
is he?
Okay. Yeah, he's got a very like a healthy attitude. He
was on Twitter. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's a recovering addict, just like it sounds like Jamarcus is. Jamarcus never talks about like addiction or anything like that. But Leaf is very open about all the problems he's got into, because he's been in a lot of legal trouble after his NFL career that Jamarcus hasn't been in. But
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Ryan Leaf has been he's been arrested a few times for possessions and like breaking and entering and just like a laundry list of things related to his addiction. But I don't think Jamarcus has I don't know if he is addicted or if he was addicted to codeine. He never really goes down that road with it. He just says that he used it too frequently to cope. And I think also having like both your uncles die so quickly is like that.
Yeah. That's true.
It puts you in a, like your life is going through chaos at that point, in turmoil, and you're dealing with a lot of emotions, and also expected to be a superstar and a lot of pressure.
Resurrect a shitty franchise. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
So I guess in retrospect, it's interesting to hear from his position. I wish that he had put this out a long time ago, because I've always been wondering like what happened to Jamarcus Russell. Where is he?
Well, PFT, you understand that website that he wrote it on, the Players Tribune, is an affront to journalism, and it's an attack on all of our jobs.
It is.
Oh, wow.
It's eliminating the middleman.
I don't share that, but
no, neither do I. But when it came out, when the Players Tribune first came out, like, journalists got extremely mad online.
Oh, word? I didn't know.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. With the bigbus.com, is for sale, but what pops up is hotmovies.com, and that is what you would expect.
Hotmovies.com.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have anything else they'd like to go off on?
I've got a trivia question.
Okay, let's end on a trivia question.
I went back and looked at the 2007 first round of the NFL draft. Obviously, Jamarcus Russell went number 1. Does anybody remember who the second pick was?
Calvin Johnson.
It was Calvin Johnson. This first round was actually loaded.
And then wait, they had was Robert Gallery.
Adrian Peterson went 7.
Robert Gallery. Adrian Peterson did go 7. I'm looking for.
Gerard Mayo went 10. Block that one in.
Yeah.
That wasn't that year.
Was that 08?
That was next year.
Joe Thomas went
it
3rd.
was that year. It was 07. Well, he left 07, so it would be 08.
Yeah, the 08 draft. Joe Thomas went 3rd. Adrian Peterson went 7. Patrick Willis, Marshawn Lynch, Darrell Revis, Dwayne Bowe, Robert Meacham, Joe Staley, Greg Olson.
That's a good first round.
Good first round.
That's a fire first.
Dwayne Bowe was nasty.
It was.
Okay, good trivia. Next week on Macrodosing, we will be taping the Macrodosing Science Fair.
Woohoo!
The inaugural Macrodosing Science Fair.
Arian will be here.
Arian's going to be here. Coley will be with child.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Congratulations, Coley.
We haven't crossed the finish line yet, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Pre-congrats.
Sure. That was the cutest shit in the world. You posted your daughter, and he was like, few more weeks before you're not an only child. That was fucking cute.
Did you do gender reveal?
No.
You're just waiting?
No, I know what it is. I just don't do a video where a bunch of people come over and.
No, you don't. The kid picks.
Huh?
You don't know.
There you go, Big T.
There it goes.
All right. Well,
we should just do it. We should just do it. Lock it in. Let's do an episode on the transgender issue.
It would actually it would be it's a double-edged sword because one, it would get tons of attention on this podcast because we'd piss off someone would get pissed.
A lot of people.
Probably everyone.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's one of those conversations where I feel like everyone would have something bad to say about what our podcast discussed.
And then there would be a protest outside Barstool HQ. Our listens would go through the roof by the wrong people.
Maybe.
No, I think
maybe. Maybe. You know what I mean? Or it's a regular episode. Who knows?
I think we would have probably the best, most nuanced conversation about it that you could find.
We would also probably have to have a transgender person on.
Yeah, but I also feel like it would be everyone would find something bad to say about it, no matter who you are. You know, I feel like that's a no-win.
I mean, it depends if we want the Spotify money or not. So let's either nut up or shut up.
I do want the Spotify money.
I don't think they care either way, do they?
No, they get no. They're
If we do it, if we get the listens, we'll get the Spotify money. So we either gotta nut up and do it or shut up.
We should have a podcast that co-stars a gun.
Oh, we have a gun knife.
We do.
We do have the gun.
Even better than a gun.
Billy and his gun. New podcast.
Billy's got a gun.
Yeah.
And then it'll be
Not the Black Mirror episode. The guy just holds the shard of glass to his throat the whole time he records.
Oh, I haven't seen that
I
one.
haven't seen that one.
That's like episode 2 after the pig.
Which
fight.
one? What does he do?
It's the one where they all live in like that building, and he's got to ride the bike, and he gives all of it.
Yo, okay. Now that we're talking about that, I'm glad you watched it. What the fuck? Because I understand every other episode. I don't know what that one was about. Like, what was the central message to that?
Oh yeah.
So that one,
I don't know.
It's been a few years since I've seen it, but that one, like, they're the ones producing energy for everyone, and they had to ride bikes to generate the energy, or it was working out. I can't remember if it was bikes or running or whatever.
It was like
15 million merits.
They're in the like video game house type deal.
Well, all the
like
walls.
the
It was
walls.
very
Yes.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
451, whatever. Like
So,
all the
but, like,
walls
what was
were
the
screens.
what was like the central, like, what was the, because like all of them had like underlying messages of like, some kind of moral.
That one seemed to be like we're all stuck on the wheel. Like we're all part of the bigger society wheel. Like we're all just cogs in the wheel making it run. And the second you step out of it, you're either, I believe when you went on that talent show, you either became like a superstar or like you were killed. I think those were the options. Like you can either stay in your lane or you can take this risk where you're either going to be a superstar. Cause he gave that chick, it was a very Drake centric episode because he gave that chick all of his money so she could go on the show. And then she just, oh no, that's what it was. They were like, you suck at singing, but you can be in my porn company. And then he went to his room and all those pop-ups kept popping up of her just getting railed by random guys. And he didn't have enough money to pay for it to not be on his screen. So he was like, it was Daniel Kaluuya, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jesus, that sounds terrible.
And then he got so fed up with all of that messaging in his own fucking room of this girl he loved. Yeah. And that's when he was like, I'm going to work my ass off, get on that show, and I'm going to kill myself. And they were like, man, oh man, is this guy riveting? You want a podcast? And he just sat on a microphone with a shard of glass to his throat the whole time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Great show. Very uplifting. Fun.
Black Mirror. Is it one of the awards? I had to have. That's some of the most intriguing content I've ever seen.
You've seen the Christmas episode?
Which one was that?
John Hamm.
John Hamm. You might not know who that is.
I don't know people.
It's the one where they put you in prison mentally. So he was stuck in this cabin. It was like Christmas Eve, and you just kept reliving. And they made it so you could do life sentences in like an hour. It was like a mental prison.
Fire.
Yeah, that was fucked. And then because John Hamm had done something, and then the way he got out of prison was like you were blocked by society. So you were free, but no one could see you. You were just this like red blob, and you couldn't get. That was fucked. That's again great Christmas.
I'm saying this is real. The whole even like awesome. I remember people was on Miley Cyrus. That episode, but even that episode to me was just brilliant, dog. Like every episode has just been like brilliant. Like,
see, I was gonna say I've never seen an okay episode of that show. They're all either great or terrible.
Oh well,
like there are a few that I just like can't. I think they're awful.
Which one is terrible?
The one with Ron Howard's daughter. That one sucks. The social currency one.
Oh yeah,
where. She shows.
Is that the one where they in like there's like these town like houses they all look alike type shit?
She couldn't get somewhere.
She's like trying to get to her friend's wedding, but her like social credit score is too low and keeps getting worse, and she can't like rent a car. She can't do this, that, and the other. That one was terrible. The Miley Cyrus one was bad.
Nostalgia. Or
Once the new one's coming
Nosedive, that's what it's called.
Did you guys watch the interactive Choose Your Own Adventure one on Netflix?
Yeah.
I did that one. It was
where you get to pick what happens?
Yeah.
I thought they just kept running the same similar episode too often, where it was like, oh, we're gonna put your brain into this thing so you can never die, or it was like, oh, you get blocked from there was two similar ideas, whereas the first two series, I guess they're not even seasons.
So
British, were like they had 6 hot ideas, and then they were like, we need to take a break. We've run out of hot ideas.
I think we could write some killer ones.
Oh, that reminds me, we gotta get cracking on that shit, Carly. You still down? I know
I've got notes. I've written notes. You told me you were gonna call me. I've been waiting patiently.
I did. I'm taking responsibility.
What are you guys getting up to?
I was playing Valorant.
Playing Valorant with my terrible teammates.
They suck on there, bro. It's like you either get really good teammates or like racist ones where they just. Like I had one dude. I don't know. Do I sound black? Like we was just first couple rounds, everything went regular. But I'm not saying it on there. I'm like, yo, he's over here. Yo, he's on B site. I'm talking like that. And then the dude goes, "Hey, are you?" And I was like, "Am I what?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And he just goes off on the racist. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
What happened?
I wasn't toxic to him or nothing. He just started going off. I was like, I've gotten drunk on there like at least 3 or 4 times and gotten so mad when I typed my address in. I'm like, oh, pull up. Like if you want to like pull
up. You threatened someone on Twitter yesterday. At least one someone.
Fuck, yeah. I said, pull up. I didn't say pull up, but he said something stupid.
You said you keep talking about you because Joe Rogan again was talking about you fighting the wolf.
He's obsessed.
And you quote tweeted it.
He's obsessed. Get off my
to be
dick,
fair,
Joe.
someone brought it up to him.
Nah, I'm joking. That's my dude. I love fuck with Joe.
And you quote tweeted, you were like, I did all these things and this is the one thing people remember me for.
That shit crazy, man.
Someone quote tweeted you and was like, will you fucking stop talking about this goddamn wolf? And you were like, I'll beat up you and the wolf, ho. And I was just like, oh boy.
I was a little lit. I was a little lit last night. Not gonna lie.
Arian, what happens if you're playing Valorant and he was a super good teammate, but he just happened to be racist?
Oh, I've had plenty of those. Plenty of those.
Do you keep playing with them?
Absolutely. I'm not gonna fuck up my score because like you get ranked, right? Every game it's either you go up or you go down. So I'm not gonna fuck up my rank just because he's a dick. I'll just either mute him or I'll talk shit and continue to play. I was like, you a bitch, but great fucking play.
So you have a utilitarian view of racism.
Have you seen
on Valorant?
Have you seen any corollary between racism and how good they are at the game?
It's a 50-50 split.
Okay, all right.
But there's a lot of racist motherfuckers that are nice, bro. But I've always been a proponent of you gotta separate the art from the artist. You know what I'm saying?
You have been known to do that from time to time.
I have a consistent worldview, I believe. As long as you do your job in this, hey man, you can drop all the M-balls you want, man. You know what I'm saying? You come around me, it's a different story, but just do your part in the game and we good money.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week.
Solved racism.
Solved racism. Just get everybody online playing video games. Plug us into the simulation, to the Matrix.
Yeah, you can't be racist if you also suck. Like, what else are you bringing to the table about?
And that would be my biggest problem. Like, bro, if you suck and you're a piece of shit human being, like you have nothing going for you.
Right. He used all his Madden ratings on video games. Social consciousness. He didn't have any points left to spend on that. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys.